Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Roaming with Bennie. Right now we have landed in beautiful Port Fairy. We are staying at the South Caravan Park. We are so happy with this park. This is the largest site that we have had in all our travels in the last 5 months, and it's so conveniently located. It's a short walk to the beach, all the restaurants and cafes. Here, this is the harbour, the river, the port entry at Port Fairy, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I need to show you these. It's such a historical town. The cottages, the old stone cottages, all renovated, brought back to pristine conditions, and it's just what makes this town so charming. I mean, look at this. This is the norm. This is what you see at Port Fairy. It's the beautiful historical homes that are still being used today, and I just love it. And there's my boys. And some of the gorgeous old trawlers, fishing boats. Oh, these gorgeous little fishing town. Charter boat.
He loves it, really. Take your shirt off if you ask him.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, they smell good. And here is the actual co-op, the local co-op here in Port Fairy. I have never seen a trawler operate like this, where they're selling lobsters right off the boat. They're selling lobsters and oysters, and here he is steaming them up right there, checking the temperature, making sure it's cooked, and then straight into the ice bucket. They smell fantastic. Get in my belly. Yum, yum. This harbourside walkway is just gorgeous, showing all the beautiful old boats, the old trawlers, the new boats, and it just has that beautiful fishing village vibe about it. Check out this homestead on the left. It is absolutely stunning. It now operates as like a boutique-y motel. I imagine that back in the day that this was a grand residence. I'm not sure, I don't know the history on it, but isn't it stunning? This is one of the few homes like this in Port Fairy. There's a lot of them. Look at the old stone brick wall even on the harbour, the channel there. Isn't that stunning? Just an absolutely gorgeous place. Here's the footbridge that takes you across the other side of the harbour. Such a charming little fishing village, located at the end of the Great Ocean Road. Look at those beautiful homes that line the harbour there, the river. Go Bennie, go, go, go. Here we are on the other side now. And this is where you take your boat out, have it cleaned and skipway or something like that, I think it's called. So that has been there since the 1800s and it's still functional today. Are you feeling that quaint fishing vibe, atmosphere? That's what it has to offer, and it's just so welcoming and charming. Beautiful 19th century town. It's just gorgeous. Then we went up to Battery Hill. Up here they've got the old cannon placements. Let's have a little look here. From 1861. This is the observation site where the first cannons were installed. And look at this beautiful old stonework. Imagine how long it's been there, since the 1800s, obviously. Just feels very historical and I don't know. I wish these stones could talk. There we go. Here are the cannon sites. Shows the stores there where they kept the reserve cannons to protect their beautiful little township of Port Fairy. Yeah, so this is the other side of the river. I'll just take you down and show you just how wide it is to accommodate all the fishing vessels and the cargo ships that used to enter back in the day. Sea vessels could not enter the river until the sandbar at the entrance was removed and the river was dredged, and the first vessel that entered was in 1873. They still continually have to dredge the river today so that boats can enter. So I have sped this bit up for you. So it was a bit of a long walk, but as I was telling you, they've been dredging the river back since the 1800s so that the boats can enter this channel here, enter the river. So this is common practice and what they need to do to help this fishing village survive the way it does and use this river entry here. Check out the old stonework, would you? Check it out, Bennie. What is it, Bennie? So we're just heading back across the footbridge. Sun is trying to come out. Look at these gorgeous homes that line the riverfront here. It's just such a gorgeous, charming, inviting fishing town. And here's somebody out for their afternoon paddle. Why wouldn't you? Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, no dogs.
11:30.
It doesn't want some. So we can't go over to Griffith Island because we can't take Bennie. Over there is Griffith Island, where we can't go because of Bennie. No dogs. I'm so sick of no dogs, no dogs, no dogs. Super annoying. This is going to do so much damage over there. Very pretty. Look at that beautiful water. So clear. Hey Benny, are you going to ruin that island? Beautiful port ferry. And Mark was able to put his outrigger in and get out for a few paddles while we were here. Put in at East Beach, and what beautiful conditions he had. He prefers a few more waves, but they're my kind of conditions. Beautiful blue water. And if you check out the surroundings now, you can see the lighthouse in the distance there. How inviting does that look, guys? Marky doing what Mark loves to do most. And while we were here, we got up super early again to go and get some early morning time exposures before the sun came up, and the best time in my opinion to see Port Fairy at its finest. Look at it. How stunning is that? All of a sudden the old fishing trawlers look gorgeous. See that green light there? That's because I've got an open shutter. That's a fishing boat passing, and the green lights that were on the boat. There it goes in the other direction. The sun was trying to get up, but it was a bit of an overcast day. It was a bit of a flatliner as far as sunrises go. There's my boys. So I thought while there was nobody around that I'd get out and get some photography of the streets and everything like that. Get some of the old historic buildings and just show you the charming and fully restored cottages from the 19th century that still exist. This is the old mill house, and this is just an example of a lot of the houses in the area and what they look like. Loads of examples of 1800s architecture, with more than 50 buildings being part of the National Trust. There's also many historical walking trails in the area. There's a great many pubs and cafes and restaurants. This is the main street, the main shopping centre. Here's Rebecca's Cafe, where she sells ice creams, coffees, cakes. She's a florist. She's got it all going on there. The lovely, beautiful old pubs, the wide streets, another pub. I would have loved to have gone in and had a look at them all. Look at the beautiful old township, the big wide streets. A bit like old Sydney town, but it's still functional. I love that about it. Just so charming and unique, this town. If you can, check it out. You'll love it. It's beautiful. There's not much to not like about this town. There's a chocolate shop, there's many boutiques, beautiful bakeries. And we've now come into the neighbouring town of Warrnambool. This was equally a beautiful little town with a lot to offer. Came in, had a bite for lunch and did the tourist thing. Now, I was quite taken by these structures. I didn't know what they were at first, but what they are old aquariums, and they're at the foot of the breakwater. They were built in 1970 and opened in 1971. It was a popular attraction until it closed in 1998. The sandstone walls were built using stone from the old abattoirs. And to ensure clean water, the tanks were drained of most of their water daily and refilled with clean water straight from the bay. This meant that only local species were kept and displayed. Now we come across the other side of the road to this beautiful little beach here. And in the distance I could see that gorgeous little footbridge. So we made our way towards that. Let's have a look. So after walking all that way down here and coming excitedly to check out this structure and have a nice walk, was once again only to find that I couldn't take Bennie. No dogs. I don't know why you can't take a dog on a lead to a lot of these locations. I mean, what is your dog going to do on this structure on a lead? Yeah, so this coast from the mouth of the Merry River is an important part of life to the local Aboriginal people. What a gorgeous structure to take you across to the other side. Beautiful white sandy beach. Beautiful opening there out to the ocean. Sped this up a bit for you. Went on for a fair bit. It's a gorgeous walking track. Takes you quite a few kilometres. I'm not sure how long. And I did find that across on that other island there is home to the hardy penguins. So you can pause that and have a look at that if you like. But a fair bit of reading, so I'll keep moving here. It's a gorgeous walk, and like I said, it does stretch on for some kilometres, but unfortunately I couldn't take Bennie, so Mark and I took turns to have a look. And today we've come in for another drive to check out the town of Portland, another neighbouring place from Port Fairy. Check out the old tram still operating in the distance there. It does tours daily, several times a day, and that will take you around the island and show you all the attractions. Pretty cool to see an old tram like that still operating. Portland is one of the oldest settlements operating since 1834. Here is Portland's lighthouse, which is still operating today. Whalers Bluff Lighthouse. Prior to 1854 there were no lighthouses on the Victorian coast. The lighthouse which currently stands at Whalers Bluff was initially built with keepers' quarters on Battery Point. First used in May 1859 and permanently lit 1st of September 1859. What a little cutie! And the view from the lighthouse. And here's one of the oldest buildings in Portland, one of the few. It was built in 1860 for Lindsay Clark, a district surveyor. I found it was so spooky. Isn't that spooky looking? Now we've come out to the town of Bridgewater. There was meant to be a blowhole here, right there. There was nothing happening today. Definitely no blowhole action today. There's also a seal colony out here, which is very popular with tourists, but once again we could not take Bennie, so we weren't able to see that. But if you look down in there, there's actually a seal flopping around in there. So we didn't have to go to the colony to see a seal. There's one right there. So Bridgewater is just 19 kilometres from Portland, if you wanted to come out and check this out. So this here is called the Petrified Forest, or the forest that isn't actually, called the Petrified Forest from the early theory that advancing sand engulfed an ancient forest of coastal trees, petrifying them for all time. Although an appealing idea, the truth is equally fascinating. The formation is actually a collection of hollow tubes of limestone eroded by millions of years of rainfall. The process starts when water gathers in the shallow part of the sand and seeps downwards, dissolving into the limestone. The mineral saturated water then cements the sand, forming a hard trunk-shaped pipe. So giving it that forest look. You can see why they thought that they were trees. They look like hundreds of tree stumps that have somehow rotted away by the ocean, but there you go. It is just rainfall that has engulfed by lots of rain sitting in the top of this limestone, causing this formation here, which is quite interesting and unique. And this was my favourite property back here in Port Fairy, called Talara. Isn't it stunning? Looks like a storybook cottage. And this quote I found for you: the most beautiful things in life are not things, they are people and places and memories and pictures and feelings, moments and smiles and laughter. And we're back on the road again, heading to our new location, which I'm really excited to share with you. So thanks for joining us again, friends. Once again, if you like our channel, give us a like and subscribe, and please join us again next time. Thank you for watching.